Alright, in this video we're going to be looking at parallelograms, and parallelograms have a similar calculation for area as a triangle. But we'll start out with parallelograms, and what we need to know about them first is that in order to find the area of a parallelogram, you need the base length and the height length. But when it says height, it means perpendicular height. That means height at a right angle. So wherever the base meets at a right angle or a 90-degree angle where we have this square, then ultimately that's going to be our height, and the place where it's actually meeting at that 90-degree angle is going to be our base. So for all of these, we're going to determine our height and our base. So for our first one, our base is going to be equal to 4 centimeters. Why is that? Because it's where that 90-degree angle meets. So base is equal to 4 centimeters, and our height is the perpendicular height. So it's the value right here, 5.5, that is at a 90-degree angle to the base. Alright, for our next one, we have our base here is going to be 11 meters, and our height is going to be 6 meters. Alright, just looking for this 90-degree angle. Okay, where it meets is going to be our base, and the vertical component is going to be our height. If we look at C, we have our base is going to be equal to 5 meters, and our height is going to be equal to 3.8. Alright, in these types of questions, they usually include extra measurements just to throw you off. Just be aware that these diagonals are not going to be our vertical height. Alright, here's a few for you guys to practice, so just give them a go, have a look and see if you can determine the base and the perpendicular height for each one of these parallelograms, and once you've done them, just resume the video and then I'll solve them. Alright, let's get started. So another way we can kind of think about base and perpendicular height, if they haven't explicitly told us, is to remember the properties of parallelogram. And the properties of a parallelogram are that these two sides are going to be essentially the same length. So these are pairs of sides, and the pairs are going to be at the same angles to each other and also the same length as each other. So for our first one, our base is going to be equal to 12 centimeters, and our height is going to be equal to 5 centimeters. Alright, let's look at E. So E is the same idea, it's just slightly tilted. So we're looking for B. Our base is 11.4 millimeters, and then our height is equal to 9.2 millimeters. So in this one, again, we're only considering the base from this perspective of where this 90-degree angle is. We're not really thinking about anything else. So it doesn't matter that this one down here is down the bottom of the shape. That's just to do with the orientation of the shape. It is not the actual base when we're looking to calculate the area. Alright, let's look at F. So for F, we have our base is going to be equal to 6.3 meters, and that's because this up here is 6.3 meters, and this is going to meet at a right angle, and our height is going to be equal to 7.5 meters. Alright, that's it for this video. Hope it was helpful, and I will see you in the next one.